Now, if you notice, right, here's the thing. I'll give you an idea here, right? I'll just give you an idea of jobs, for instance. The jobs URL is like this. I don't know if I told you about this, but I'm going to mention it nonetheless. This is part of our methodology here, right? Say we did an analysis to find one of the analysis we did. We did an analysis that was aimed at trying to figure out the number of articles that we have in on our journal platform that have been indexed or visible within Crossref, like those that have been deposited. Okay, what did we find out? Well, we noticed that for jobs, for instance, because OJS uses a thing like that, for jobs, we have a total number of, how many records do we have here? That's crazy too. Maybe if I list the records here, it may be able to give us the records we need here. There's a problem here. This thing may not really give us all the records for. Okay, I'm going to do this for you. Look at this, because there's a resumption token at the bottom, right? So I'm using the OAI-PMH protocol here to figure out how many things are actually on jobs. I mean, you can't, the only other option you have here is you go to jobs like this, right? Go journals.unza.zm and then you scroll down to jobs and then you start manually counting how many articles you have. You don't do this, right? What you do, there's a protocol. The OAI-PMH protocol is activated. Again, this is, I think this is, I don't know if this is JSON or something where it's XML, but you can extract it more or less the same way as you're going to do Crossref, right? So come here and then I can do because I see that there's a title, DC tag here. I'll just count title. So I have a total of 101 entries here. These are 101 entries. 101. If I go to resumption token, so 101, I will search again for title. I have 2 of them, 1, 2. Because I have 2 of them, plus 101, what I have is jobs 101 plus 2. I'll go to Jonas. For Jonas, I'll do the same thing. Oh crap, not the same thing here. I'll do the same thing here. I'll come here, I'll say Jonas. You know, I'm supposed to have come somewhere. But I'll come to Jonas. So this is Jonas, and then I will say Jonas /OAI. And then I'll do the same thing here, right? Why is this not happening? Okay, I'll do a list records as well for Jonas. So for Jonas, again, I can just do a simple thing here. For Jonas, this is sad, right? I don't know if you can see here on top where I'm doing a control F and then I just search for title. 1 of 55. So Jonas only has 55 things. There's no resumption token here. Jonas only has 55. Well, how about JLSS? JLSS, we can do the same thing. It's the same endpoint, right? JLSS, and I'm going to come here and then I'm going to say OAI. Again, I'm going to list the records for JLSS. This is JLSS here, right? It's not a trick. You can see here, JLSS here. This is a requested URL here. I'll search for title. There's 93. So it's 93. A total is 251. No, they're matching, right? Are they? Hello? Are you guys even there or something? Are they matching? Are you guys there? Hello? Mangan.
Sorry, my network is breaking.
Oh yeah. But are you able to follow through? Sorry?
Yes, I believe.
Yes.
I believe I am.
Now, yes, well, you better believe so, right? I'm recording this for you. I can share this later on for you guys. But here's the thing. Just this superficial analysis that I just did, Crossref has 241. You're following me?
Yes, sir.
Unza journal platform has 251. Crossref has 241. In fact, Unza journals doesn't have 251, right? Unza journal has a lot more things. I was just showcasing results as I was extracting them from jobs, from journals, from JLSS. But we need to extract all of those things for the 15 journals that are there. Right? You need to do the same thing for, what the hell is that thing here? For this journal here, for this journal, for all of them. And it's simple. You're just issuing, you just look for the journal short name and you use the OAI-PMH protocol. How do you use the OAI-PMH protocol? Well, you can use the list records verb, right? So that, observe, if let's say I wanted the Journal of Preventive and Rehabilitative Medicine, for instance, I would say this is the one. This is the URL. The OAI-PMH endpoint is /OAI, not AOI, but OAI. But at the end here, when you hit OAI, just like Crossref, you'll be presented by this nice interface that allows you to navigate the different verbs. There are 5 verbs. What I was doing here is I was using there's also a list identifier, or list identifier is here. I was using the list records verb. So if you look at the list records verb, if I copy it here, in essence, you just, at the end here, you are specifying the metadata prefix, or OAI/DC is fine, Dublin core, right? But I'm saying in front of the OAI, use this query string, right? These parameters. Use the verb list record, and then the metadata prefix should be this. So in actual fact, I can do what I was doing here. It's like I can do this. Well, I can do this. The same thing I was doing here. Well, actually, I can just do curl like this. And just say curl minus x like this. Or curl like this. And then I'll be able to get, I think this is XML or something. The OAI-PMH protocol is an order protocol, right? I don't think it's a RESTful, I guess one would say it's a RESTful API or something. But anyway, the point I'm trying to put across here is that if we wanted to add the Journal of Preventive Health, this is XML if you notice. If we wanted to add this journal, we would again have to check the titles. This is 101 items. This is for the Journal of Preventive Health and whatever, right? 101, but there's a resumption token at the bottom. There are more results here. It says, if I click on resume, I will then count titles. There are 13. So it's like it has 101 plus 13 records, which is 114. So I'll come here. What the hell is this now? I'll come here. And then I'll say there's something else, the Journal of Preventive Health or something. I don't know what the short name is here. This is 114. Right? So we are going to count everything in the UNZA journals and everything in Crossref. We already know what is in Crossref, 214. We don't know what is in the UNZA journal platform. So in actual fact, what I'm saying for you, for now, what we're going to do is we are restricting our search. We're doing two things here. We are getting statistics from all UNZA journal platform records, and then, or we're just going to say from journals.unza.zm, we're getting all records. Get all records and track journals. So when you're extracting these records, what you notice, just spool them using XML. This is XML. Look at this, guys. If I'm getting content from the Journal of Rehabilitative thing here, I'll just come here and just say output is going to be this is called what? What's it in the short term? JPRM, the Journal of Preventive and Rehabilitative Medicine, JPRM. So I'll come here and I'll just say JPRM .xml. I'll just say journals UNZA ZM JPRM.xml. Spool them to this. They won't be dumped to XML. I'll do the same with all the 15 journals on the journal platform, so that we have, if you're going to be using pandas, we're going to have a data frame that will have all the record entries from the journal platform. And then from Crossref, we'll have all the entries from UNZA using that prefix. Afterwards, we're going to do a comparison. I'm going to come here. We're going to do a comparison and say import pandas as PD. I'll just say vr jprm is equal to pd.read. This is XML. It's not JSON. I don't know if it's going to be fine here, but type data frame, the length 3. If I check the columns, there's even a resumption token, metadata. I'm interested in the records. The records is what I'm interested in. Probably not, I don't know if it's a request, maybe. Yeah, maybe read XML may not be the best of things. So what you need to do here is try and make sense out of what the hell is this on the journal platform? You have to play around with it so that you just start extracting these records here. But when you extract these records, what you notice is that part of what you have here, besides the abstracts and stuff, is this, the identifier. The identifier is what is going to tell you which journal this is coming from. Because the identifier for this is for JPRM. If we wanted to do the same thing for jobs, for instance, observe. I'll come here and I'll say for jobs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this thing here, come here like this, and just say, just replace everything here, boom, with that. Actually, I should have replaced everything up to, I'm going to get everything like that. No, wait a minute, what am I doing here? I'm going to copy, this is still medicine. Why am I getting the medicine one? Okay, this is fine though. What am I doing here? For jobs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here like this, and then I'll just change this context path here to jobs. And then I'll change the name as well here, so that this is jobs. So it's going to spool everything to XML, right? I can do the same thing for JLSS. In fact, if you want to brute force, you can be smart, right? You implement a script that can be reused by other people. It's usually desirable here. I'll come for Jonas. It spools everything for Jonas. But of course, if there are resumption tokens, you have to take that into account, right? yeah, I'll come back to jobs. If I want to use Jonas here, I'll have to change the file as well, Jonas, and then here I will have as well Jonas, like that. And then I'll do the same thing for JLSS. And then again here I'll change the name to JLSS. So that I now have, it's like you're going to do this 15 times or something. Right? 15 times, 15 times, 15 times. Bearing in mind though, there's a resumption token, so you have to write a script in such a way that takes into account the resumption token as well, but you won't get beyond page 2. Anyway, so JLSS, if I want to check entries in JLSS, again, I open them. But what I wanted to mention is, whereas in there it was showing you a medicine context path, in here, the URL has this JLSS. So in fact, the identifier tag is what you're going to be using, right? To figure out whether this is coming from Jonas or either one of the 3 other journals. So you count these. You count these, all of them, or you load them in a pandas data frame, and then you load the ones from Crossref in a pandas data frame. And then we do a comparison. In effect, what we're checking for here is which of these things on the journal platform have been deposited or registered in Crossref. We can already see here, right, just by looking at the first 4 records, that most of the things that are on the UNZA journal platform are not in Crossref already. This is out of the out of these 4 journals we've looked at. We can already see there's a disparity. But you see, this analysis is just not going to be sufficient like this. What we want to do is, we want to check, out of these 103 from jobs, how many are actually in Crossref? Like what percentage? So maybe this would be like, 60%, right? Some of them will be like 0%, some of them will be 100%. Like I know someone that is very particular about this. Do you understand this?
Yes, Doctor.
Yeah, so what we're saying here is you're going to extract everything from the UNZA journal platform. You're using the OAI-PMH protocol. I'll share the recording, you can play around with it and try and see if you can figure things out before we meet on Wednesday. And then you're going to collect everything from Crossref. I've already shown you how to do this. And then everything from Google Scholar so far. For a starting point, this is going to be fine, because what we are doing is we are going to check against, so one of you will have to play around with Google, so you want to be smart here, one of you go with Crossref, or you can do it together or something. But you get everything from the journal platform and you check, because this is a single source of truth. We know that everything is in the journal platform, but not everything is in Crossref, not everything is in Google Scholar. So out of these things on the journal platform, how many have been deposited in Crossref? How many have been indexed in Google Scholar? Agreed?